SuperTalk Mississippi Media production.
State Treasurer David McRae has put millions back into the hands of Mississippi citizens, expanding the state's affordable college and career savings program and also returning record amounts of unclaimed money. Check out how Treasurer David McRae's office can help you, your business, or your organization. Treasury.ms.gov.
I'm Steve Azar, and I'm on the other side of the microphone, meaning I'm asking the questions this time, and oh, have mercy for the airwaves. I spent 20 years in Music City, wrote and made some hits, traveled the world, and then moved my family back to the birthplace of American music and where the magnolia trees prosper. And now every time I put my feet on Mississippi soil, when I'm off the road, well, I'm at peace. On this show, it's all about hearing the stories straight from the mouths of the friends I've made along the way, their journey to success. Heck, there might be someone on, I don't even know, but you know how us Mississippi types are. We tend to take well to new company. In a Mississippi Minute, all 60 of them. I'm Steve Azar. It's just like that muddy river, moving slow. Ain't no worries, it's how life goes, baby. In a Mississippi Minute. Hey folks, time for another In a Mississippi Minute. Grateful for you guys tuning in as always. Love my Mississippi. Speaking of Mississippi, the best catfish produced right here on Mississippi soil over there in Macon. Check superiorcatfish.com out. Really wonderful people over there. And visit Mississippi.org celebrates so many things. It's hunting season. So a lot of our friends are wearing their blaze orange and camouflage like it's their uniform during this time of year. You guys be safe out there, but we do have some of the best places for wildlife and hunting. So go to visit Mississippi.org. Today's guest, I always love kicking it off with him. In the new year, I've done it the last couple years during this time. He's a dear pal, one of primetime TV's most legendary figures, where he played Al on Home Improvement. Yes, I know you can visualize that like we all can. But before all those worldly successes and being noticed globally, he was rocking it in the theater world. It's where he met his wife, Tootie, many years ago. A few years back, he teamed back up with Tim Allen for a new reality show, competition building series. He's been the co-host on History Channel's More Power and even served a stint for a while on Family Feud. He didn't kiss everybody like Richard Dawson did, but I'm sure he gave him some hugs. He often was seen, has been seen endorsing products online. He's got a great water hose now that I've got that. And what company wouldn't want to be associated with him? He is a class act. He's a tremendous giver, and I love seeing him on Christmas in Mississippi. His show that he made for the Hallmark Channel a while back. He's just always working because he's in high demand. So welcome in my dear pal who's been going through it in Los Angeles with these fires, and I really want to get a closer look because he's in the middle of it all with Richard Karn. Hey, Richard.
Good morning, Steve.
Rick Karn. Good morning, buddy.
Richard, Al, Tim.
I like Richard still. And you got friends who call you Dick, like my boy Tommy Foster.
You know, I think the only one that calls me Dick is Tim.
Yeah. Oh, no, but so does Tommy Foster. He calls you Dick.
Oh, he does?
Yeah. Yeah, all the time. Well, and it's like you guys grew up together from the age of 4. Okay, so hey, let's get into it. Hey, I'm gonna read some of this stuff that I'm seeing, and I want you to tell me firsthand, how are you guys doing? First thing.
Well, we're doing good. We're kind of like right in between everything. The fires over on the west side, the Palisades fires, huge. I mean, you don't realize 30 square miles almost. That's probably one of the largest fires, in urban setting anywhere that I can think of. And then east of us over there in Altadena, Pasadena, and then further on up in Encino and Tarzana. We're right between all of that. And this week, the Santa Ana winds, which are famous. I mean, even Steely Dan sang about them. Mm-hmm. Here come those Santa Ana winds again. Could just push the embers and start up the fire again in the direction that the wind would be blowing at that time.
Any way to predict how the wind's going to blow at all in this
Well,
era?
they have maps and things like that where the wind, so there is that possibility, but you never know. You don't know how these things turn. It's gale force winds. It's hurricane force winds. So, they didn't know that, where it was going to go with Katrina necessarily. They didn't know where it was going to go with any of the other big wind catastrophes we've had. So we hunker down and we pack.
Yeah, but I mean,
Tootie and I have been walking around the house trying to think, what do we want to pack?
Yeah.
And the more you look, the more stuff you see, the more memories are there, and it gets overwhelming, and you go, okay, I just need to pack pants and shoes and underwear.
Yeah. That's interesting you're bringing that up, because on the news the other day, I was listening and it was talking about some of the things people were grabbing, and they were as a teddy bear from their daughter's that she grew up with. That was it. Documents were one of them. I mean, just interesting what they were grabbing, and literally they weren't grabbing much because they couldn't. I mean, so
No.
It happens that fast. I mean, so you're supposed to evacuate, but it seems like, are people trying to stay and help put their fires out at their own house? It sounds like draining water from their swimming pools, doing whatever they can.
People are. I think that there are a lot of people that are doing that, and then there are a lot of people that realize, I am that force that's coming at me quickly. I'm not going to be able to fend off. And they found one body holding on to a hose. It's just in your mind you can think, I will be very stoic and I will protect my land, but when it's coming, roaring down the side of the hill or up, whatever, you just don't know where your mind is going to go. And that's why people take a teddy bear. Their mind has shut off, and this is something that is relatable to them in many different levels.
Okay, so in total, Eaton Fire has impacted 885 structures so far, of which 674 were more than half destroyed, while 157 avoided damage. The Pacific Palisades Fire has impacted 664 structures, of which 485 were more than half destroyed, and 127 avoided damage. That's such a small percentage that didn't have an issue, that didn't have fire. The whole place looks like it's on fire.
It is.
Is this unprecedented for you guys?
I don't think we've had something like that in such a dense urban environment for a long time.
Long time, right?
For a long time. And we still don't know if it was a power line that started it, or somebody who just needs to express themselves that way, or we don't know.
Well, I read something about fireworks, and then they said that in the location where they think that was the ground zero for it, they came and put out a fire, and then they said that that's where that fire started back. So maybe they didn't put it out all the way. Is that something you're hearing?
I did not hear that. No.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of things out there. I have friends in the Midwest that go, "Are you okay?" We understand that ISIS is the reason for all of these fires.
Oh yeah.
We don't know this. We don't know for sure. And I mean, if they were, they didn't take credit for it. That's for sure.
Yeah. They usually take credit for everything that's bad that happens. How's Tootie doing through all this?
She's okay. The smoke affects her. She's very sensitive to that, so she's got drainage going on and coughing, and we've been walking around trying to decide, just family pictures. We have had a few days to think about this, and the mind kind of wants to just say, no, it's going to be okay, don't worry about it. But in the other side of the mind, say, well, we can put them in boxes and they can get in the car quickly. So that's what we're doing. We're just kind of figuring out what it is we can do in our little space.
All right. Well, let's take a quick break. We're talking all things fires out in L.A. and Richard Karn, my dear pal Rick Karn, has been living through it, dealing with the smoke,
he's been blessed so far that the fires have stayed away from their home, but as you can tell, they're impacted and thinking about it, and they've got friends who've been impacted and neighbors and his town that he lives in and loves so much. Let's take a quick break. Speaking of my friends over in Macon, Mississippi, I know they would be willing to ship all the catfish in the world over there to help feed the folks that are definitely in need of greater things than their home, like just to be able to get through a night with food and clothing and somewhere warm, a nice roof over their head. SuperiorCatfish.com and visit Mississippi.org. We do celebrate who we are great, just in just the most beautiful way. And the arts and music, we are the birthplace of it all. With Rick Karn, we'll be right back. I'm Steve Azar.
Scaling stone walls, sailing waterfalls. Maybe I might make it all the way. Oh, yeah. Oh, and the best that I can hope for is that someday I'll be free. Somewhere in this loneliness, I'll find me. I'll find me. I'll find. There ain't no street in this town. And I wonder like a ghost.
Hello, I'm Gary Jolly from the Tractor Store. LS Tractor understands your passion for the land, and just like you, LS Tractor is committed to excellence and superior products. LS Tractor comes with a long list of standard features that are unmatched by other brands and backed with the LS commitment to provide exceptional customer service and satisfaction. You get a lot more for your money with the LS Tractor. Come to the Tractor Store in Richland to experience the LS difference. The Tractor Store in Richland.
Hey, this is Bob. I'm here with Chris with Delta Auto on Highway 51 in Canton. What makes you guys different?
Bob, we offer the confidence that your car or truck is going to be repaired correctly. We also offer your 3-year, 36,000-mile nationwide warranty, so no matter where you are or where you go, you're covered. We also communicate with you, and you're not left in the dark about your vehicle. And we're the best in the business, and we back it up.
Delta Auto on Highway 51 in Canton. Meow. 601-391-6646. That's 601-391-6646.
At Key Constructors, our mission is to build a legacy that will stand the test of time through hard work, dedication, and pursuing excellence. Key Constructors is a heavy civil construction company, a leader in the bridge construction world. Our goal is to provide a positive work environment for you to grow personally and in your career. We are proud of who we are and what we do, making it happen one bridge at a time. Come join our team of Black Label Bridge Builders. Check out Key Constructors on Facebook and other social media platforms and keyconstructors.com.
At the Citizens Bank, we believe in the power of community. For over 115 years, we've been providing excellent products and services to our customers. But our commitment to this community goes beyond banking. From supporting local schools and charities to event sponsorship, we've always been invested in making this region a better place. So whether you're looking for a new checking account or a loan, come to the Citizens Bank. We're more than just a bank. We're your neighbors. The Citizens Bank, in your corner since 1908. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Think for a moment about everything you own. The furniture, closets full of clothing, kids' toys, all that stuff in the garage. Moving to a new location, whether it's across town or across the country, can be stressful on you and on your belongings. That's why you call Two Men in a Truck. They can move a few items from room to room, rearrange furniture, or carefully pack everything and deliver it safely to your new location. When you need friendly, reliable moving services for home or business, call Two Men in a Truck, the movers who care. TwoMenInATruck.com.
In a Mississippi Minute with Steve Azar. Right here on SuperTalk Mississippi.
Baby, saw you burning on the corner of Grace.
Rolling into a Mississippi Minute, talking to my dear, dear pal, one of TV's most vivid, beautiful faces. He's just become a dear, dear friend of mine. He is a tremendous giver. The Delta Soul so many years when they can't be there when they're working. It's a tremendous void. Tremendous, I can tell you. Let's jump to it in a second. I want to give my dear friends over there in Macon, Mississippi a shout out for letting me put on this show along with my team at SuperTalk Mississippi. Go to superiorcatfish.com. There's catfish and there's superior catfish. I just said dat instead of .com, but that's all right. You caught me. And visit Mississippi.org. We are the birthplace of America's music. I'm so grateful to have the state song and be your music and culture ambassador. It's been a blessing for me and my family moving back. I can tell you that. So thank you for allowing us back in state lines. We love it. We love our Greenville. We love our Mississippi. Richard, okay, so breathing wise, I mean, like, take me through sort of a visual, and our listeners a visual. When you wake up, you've already got the whatever the fog is over the city in the morning until it breaks off, right?
No, we don't. We don't have the marine layer going on right now. That's not something.
But you're sort of used to seeing it during the year.
Well, yeah, we know it's there, but the past couple of days has been bright and clear. The air feels fresh, but you know that there's particles in the air from all of these old buildings that have gone up that probably have some type of creosote or asbestos or whatever, the building materials from 40, 50, 60, 70 years ago. Yeah. I mean, we lost so many interesting, national treasures. The Zane Grey estate, Zane Grey, who wrote all those wonderful Western novels, his estate is gone. So is Will Rogers' estate is gone. There are theaters, there are churches, there are, besides people's homes. And imagine, some of the, irreplaceable pieces of art or paraphernalia or whatever is just gone. Yeah, you have no idea. And over the next couple of years, we'll probably hear more and more about what's gone.
Yeah, I just can't imagine the rebuild for this. I mean, I'm sitting there trying to. First of all, then you're going to have insurance companies that are going to do right, and some that are going to try to do wrong, and you're going to have people that are going to try to do the insurance companies right, and some do wrong. I mean, this is going to be a mess. And you're talking about this is it's just incomprehensible for me to think about some of these historic places that you cannot rebuild. You can't.
Yeah. No.
And how does it all happen at one time? Where are you getting all the construction companies to come? You can get them coming from all over America. I can get my family, the Nabholzes, to roll in because they're great at what they do. But I'm sitting here trying to imagine how many it just seems like an impossible feet.
It does. And all you do is you take one day at a time. And everybody, wow, entire streets. I can only imagine it'll take at least 2 years to clean the debris. I don't know for sure. Yeah. I've never had to deal with the concept of thinking about that because it came really close to us. And now I can look out my window and imagine what that street would look like if the fire just came roaring down. I mean, we tree lined with California oaks is just, it's there, and they're a protected tree, so you can't chop them down without going through the proper channels. But still, and we did pay attention to the fire codes and everything earlier in the year when the fire department and the insurance company said, listen, you're going to need to cut this, and I cut that, and I did it, and I look up there and I go, I did that, but is that enough? I did what I could.
Yeah. So what about the water situation? What's the reality of what you're hearing versus what we're all hearing?
This whole thing is not built for 4, 5, 6, 7 days of sustained firefighting on 5, 6 different fronts. There's just the pipes can't hold that much water, and when you hear like a fire hydrant has gone dry, it was working, and it was working for 2, 3 days, and then they've stopped protecting certain houses to make a line in the sand, and
Right.
and they go, okay, well, we've lost these houses.
They're
There's not
making
much
tough
to
calls.
do,
They have to
but
make.
now we're going to have to, we will make this line, and that's when you see in the fire pictures, just a ridge line of fire that they've tried to say, well, you will not pass.
Right. Right.
If only we had, a magical wizard that could wave his stick and do something.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, so what are y'all's plans as far as with the winds? They say they died down for a little bit, but they say they're going to pick back up again.
Yeah.
And what are you hearing and seeing from, being there as far as how much control they have at this point?
Well, the Palisades fire, I think, is only like 18-20% contained. It's still going on. And when the fires the wind will pick up later today, tomorrow, Wednesday. We don't know. I'm sure they've made those calculations, but they don't know for sure. And that doesn't account for some other person who decides that, well, it's not enough and I'm going to start another one here.
Our son Strack took off to San Diego for a day and a half, but he came back home after he realized that he was okay in the Hollywood area. What about Cooper? What's Cooper up to? Where is he?
Well, he's kind of in a safer area. He's over closer to the Warner Brothers studios in an apartment. So I don't. Who knows if it could reach that? We just don't know.
Yeah.
But he's doing okay. He's hunkering down also.
Yeah, we've got a record up thanks to you introducing me to Joe Norelli, and obviously Joe and them for the Grammys this year. I wonder how that's going to be affected. I wonder how Los Angeles, period, for any event from the Lakers games,
Yeah.
they just
we already moved one of the football games to Arizona.
They did. I know. Yeah.
A friend of mine who just won an award, Gene Smart for Hacks. She's gone online saying, maybe we just don't do these award season this year. There's just too much tragedy going on. And, if you look at the Palisades, there were a lot of working actors, directors, producers.
Yeah, everything's gone.
In the swath of that fire.
Yeah. I could see you moving it a month back. I guess you don't go a year behind, but I definitely think that it's something that everybody needs to consider because, the town, the morale, I know you need these things that we do entertainment-wise at some point.
Well, as far as the morale in the town, people have really, really come together, giving food, giving clothes, going out and buying toiletries to give to these stations where people just have nothing left.
Yeah.
I don't know if you saw the line of cars of people trying to escape. The fire was coming so quick, they just had to leave their car.
Yeah.
And then those cars are bulldozed out of the way so that fire trucks can get through.
Get by.
Yeah. This is unprecedented. And it all happened quickly. And we don't know what's in store for next week. The Santa Ana winds could bring this all back up again full force.
The human spirit, we had the bad, devastating tornado in Rolling Fork, a couple years ago. Last year, it seems maybe it was a year and a half ago. Time goes by so fast with us now, but the human spirit, watching folks give from all over the country when they don't know a soul there like you guys are dealing with. I think that's when you're right. America comes together and totally it's a unifying moment in spite of, and that's your silver lining. Let's take a quick break. Talking to the great Rick Karn. He is in the middle of all that going on in Los Angeles, and my thoughts and prayers always with him and Tootie and all of our friends there and everybody there. SuperiorCatfish.com, homegrown right here. Rick, you can have Superior Catfish delivered to your house if you go to store.superiorcatfish.com. There's a good chance they'll want you to endorse it, just FYI. And visit Mississippi.org. My man has made a Christmas movie in Mississippi. I love that. That says it all. I'm Steve Azar. We'll be right back.
$20,000 available for first-time home buyers. Hey folks, Steve Azar here. Helping is the heart of our friends at Guarantee Bank. They offer programs like the Home Buyer Equity Leverage Partnership Grant that can assist qualified first-time home buyers with up to $20,000 towards down payment and provide home ownership counseling to empower you on your journey. These funds are first come, first served. Learn more about this program and to apply now, go to gbtonline.com. Guarantee Bank, member FDIC.
From the Seabrook.
In a Mississippi Minute with Steve Azar, right here on SuperTalk Mississippi.
Flying down that levee road.
Steve Azar here, rolling into a Mississippi Minute. Or I said that last time. Maybe we're rocking into one. I don't know, but I'm with my dear friend Rick Karn, the multi-talented, incredible theater actor. His theatrical prowess is just awesome. And if you guys get a chance to ever see him live do that thing, that's where he came from. Obviously, we are all entertained, and the whole world gets to see him as Al on Home Improvement. And what a great job he did on that show for all those years. And I really appreciate him taking the time. Speaking of time, if you got time to cook up some good catfish, you get it from Superior Catfish, produced right here in Mississippi. You can get it from Piggly Wiggly in Louisville, Piggly Wiggly in Union. Piggly Wiggly's hard to say. Tim's in Macon, Ocean Fresh in Tupelo, Oktibbeha County Co-op, and Clay County Co-ops. And you can go straight over there to Macon, and you can and just tell them I sent you. Visit Mississippi.org. Grateful for them to be a part of this show, and for all they do, a road trip. Plan it, go somewhere into your Mississippi you hadn't been in a while, and get ready to just really be entertained and be proud of everything that we stand for. All right, Richard, let's talk about what's going on with you career-wise. Let's get away from all that and how will this affect some things that you're doing? I know you go off-site a lot, and you go to different towns, and you go do theater in different towns, and you go do your commercials all over the place. But seriously, how does this affect maybe work that you had right in front of you that might have been there in L.A.?
I know that there were quite a few shows that shut down production for a few days. I'm not currently in a production of anything. I did. And this is on a side note. I had an eye appointment about 2 months ago, just my yearly checkup. Mm-hmm. And I go in there literally the day before my checkup. I noticed, some kind of like a watery peripheral in my right eye, and I'm thinking, oh well, maybe that's just allergies or something like that. And I casually mention it, to the eye person as they're looking in there, and they go, "Oh yeah, you have a rip in your retina."
A rip.
And it's a good thing that you came in. It's a good thing that we caught this, because this little rip probably happened maybe 2 or 3 weeks before you started noticing it, and wow. And before the whole retina detaches, we could fix it. And literally, I'm in surgery the next day. I mean, the next day. And
what causes your retina to rip?
Well, there's a lot of things that people can do, because we're fragile. But the number one issue is age. As
what are you talking
older,
about?
I know. As you get older, certain things just aren't as strong. But I have no idea how I did that, because I'm not doing extreme sports. I'm playing golf, but I'm not.
That can be extreme at times with me and you.
Well, it can. I literally saw you make a hole-in-one on a par 4. So,
you know what? Where's Gwen to hear that? So she can sing. She can start singing "Glory Days," which out of key, which is not worth ever hearing. But
anyway, I get this surgery done, and then they say, okay, you have to keep your head down for a week, at least a week.
What?
And I don't know if you know how tough that is, but you have to sleep with your head down. You have to keep looking down.
There's no apparatus for that?
No. What the apparatus is that they fill gas. They put gas in your eye as a Band-Aid. if you have a cut on your arm, you put a Band-Aid on, but you can't put a Band-Aid on your eye. So they put a gas in your eye that holds it in place, and that way you hold that down like that.
No,
and
I don't know. Understand that at all.
The lower part of my right eye is still kind of like a balance bubble on a level. There's like a little bit of a water bubble right down here.
Huh.
And it should dissipate. But I had to postpone a couple of jobs because I couldn't fly. The gas in my eye.
The pressure
would
and stuff.
expand.
Yeah.
And literally I could drive, but then they said, well, you have to put you have to put an app on your phone for if you get up, say 1,000 feet altitude as you're driving along, and you will as you're going across country. You have to stop for about 20 minutes to adjust and then keep going.
It's like getting decompressed. I mean, like that's crazy.
Yes, my eye would be getting the bends, and I would just have to pay attention to that. So that has impacted my work for the last couple months a lot. This new event, these fires, I'm not thinking about finding work or doing anything like that. I'm just making sure that friends and family know we're okay, and if we can help anybody around us, we will do that.
Yeah. Well, trust me, man. I woke up this morning thinking about you guys when I was praying, and heavy on our minds, and our son Strack and Cooper, your son, and all our friends. We checked in with Reggie. There's just so much. So many of you guys, and a lot of you guys have left already. You've moved out of there, like GV, Gary Valentine and Kevin, James, and a lot of the people I know have moved out of LA. Could you ever imagine yourself, first of all, could you imagine leaving, and where would you go? And two, with what's happening, I'm hearing a lot of people going, we're rebuilding. I haven't heard anybody go, I'm leaving this place. Like when the second hurricane hit Tampa Bay area and people were going like, I just can't rebuild again. They get tired. So what are you hearing there as far as that's concerned? And what would you guys do?
I don't know what we would do until we have to do it. We think about it, but we love where we live. We love this area. Kevin and Gary kind of moved back to where they grew up to.
Well, they went home like I did. Yeah.
I could move back to Seattle. But it's so different. We've gotten very comfortable here.
It's home, right?
It's home, and we have our circle of friends, and we have, the things, but if push came to shove, I don't know where we would go.
Yeah.
To be honest with you.
Yeah. Huh. Well, I know one thing. We've had dinner at Palm Springs in the right time of the year, and that's pretty amazing, by the way. But at some point, it gets a little hot. Palm Springs
is like an hour and a half drive from here, and that's like probably somewhere we could go. But it's filling up. I mean, I think all the hotels are pretty. Cool. Yeah.
Yeah, and where's Tootie from originally? She Midwest?
She's from San Angelo, Texas.
Oh, Texas. That's right. What? Oh my God, Tootie, I apologize that I don't know that you're from Texas, because I should know that. I should know. Is she a Longhorn fan?
She is. She's a Cowboy fan first.
Okay.
And then she was rooting for the Longhorns. That was a good game. That was one of the good. One of the good games that was exciting to the end instead of a blowout. So
I've been a proponent for Arch Manning. I feel like that they could have utilized him. Of course, we're Manning fans down here, but I feel like that. Why would you not use, especially his legs? And
he's a sophomore or a freshman.
Yeah, but
how old is
sophomore? He's a second year, but he's been sitting waiting his turn. Look, the Mannings are the smartest people in football. Their dad was this phenomenal athlete. Archie and Arch are more alike. The Arch has the ability to move around and run like his grandfather could, but his grandfather got hit all over the place, and
if you're a running quarterback, that's what's going to happen. You're going to get hit.
But I do believe that with Peyton and Eli, they watch their dad and they learn from their dad, and they learn to be pocket passers and learn to get rid of the ball quick. And thus they preserve their bodies, and they still look really healthy, really entertaining. And I think Arch is going to probably hear it from Archie and hear it from the Mannings, both uncles, both uncles going like, hey, not a good idea to take that hit. You know what I mean? So it's going to be interesting. But I'm telling you, this kid is special. So I'm excited about seeing him. I wish he was wearing Mississippi colors, but hey, it is what it is, and we're all Manning people down here. Let's take a quick break. My man Rick Karn, one of the greats, period, as a human being, but obviously has made incredible strides, and his face is known all over the world. And that's an amazing feat, and it deserves to be, by the way. His heart is also known all over the Mississippi Delta because he brings it along with his wife, Tootie, and they're givers, and we love you guys so much. Superior Catfish is right down the road. There's Catfish, and there's Superior Catfish. Please go to superiorcatfish.com and visit Mississippi.org. Man, plan a road trip with your loved ones. You won't regret it. I'm Steve Azar.
Yeah, all roads lead back to Highway 61. Highway 61. Highway 61.
Up to $20,000 available for first-time home buyers. Hey folks, Steve Azar here. Helping is the heart of our friends at Guarantee Bank. They offer programs like the Home Buyer Equity Leverage Partnership Grant that can assist qualified first-time home buyers with up to $20,000 towards down payment and provide home ownership counseling to empower you on your journey. These funds are first come, first served. Learn more about this program and to apply now, go to gbtonline.com. Guarantee Bank, member FDIC.
Driving this 75 Cadillac.
We just rolled and we rocked. And actually, my guest today, Richard Karn, did coin the phrase rock and roll, but they didn't give him credit. Superior Catfish, we're going to give you credit. Produced right here in Mississippi. I know Rick Karn is sitting there going like, why would I buy catfish from Singapore? I want it from Macon, Mississippi. Go to superiorcatfish.com and visit Mississippi.org. I mean, I said this earlier. One day I wake up and I think it's the Hallmark Channel or Lifetime Channel. All I know is Christmas in Mississippi was on, and then there's Rick Karn playing a fantastic role. And I get into all those shows. I have actually host a Mississippi Christmas. I think it's my 6th or 7th year I did this year. And we tell stories, and one of your stories was on there. It always is. It's one worth going back over annually. But how'd you end up getting that gig?
I've done about 4 or 5 of these Christmas movies, and when I got that call, I knew that we were going to shoot on site. I mean, we went down to the Gulf Coast, Gulfport, Mississippi, and we were down there for a week and a half. It was a lot of fun. It was a good script, good people, and you do these things, and then it's there. And Hallmark just keeps running them year after year after year.
Yeah.
They will pop up. So, I actually I turned one down a couple of years ago, which was a really lovely script, but I would have had to go up to Toronto and stay in a hotel for a week before we could film. And I just thought, I don't want to do that right now. That was during the COVID, right after COVID and stuff like that. So,
just to Visit Mississippi props. I love you saying great things. You love being in the Delta, and it's not easy. I know you, but you're very voiced about how hard it is to get to us. And I combat that with going like, hey, it's hard to get to you from here too. So it's an equal thing. But as far as the Gulf Coast, did you get a chance to check out Ocean Springs and Biloxi? I mean, how much time did you have to visit that?
I didn't have a lot of time to visit, but I have visited those places other times. So, and it's gorgeous. It really is. I mean, there are parts of our country that, people just have no idea. They have no idea.
I love hearing that.
I think Tom Hanks is is going to be narrating a new show about America and just showing the bright side of what our country is, which a lot of people need to be reminded of that.
Yes, we constantly need to be reminded. As you and I have been able to travel, we've been all over the place. But you're right. You see so many fantastic, unique places, some more unique than others. You go to New Orleans and you hear people talk, and it's just such a unique spot, and the food is thus the food and the culture.
But not just Bourbon Street. I mean, there are areas, that you can go to that isn't just that one street.
Oh,
downtown.
go to Lafayette, go all up into.
Yeah.
Oh, are you kidding
Baton
me?
Rouge.
Oh, just fantastic. But you get that everywhere. You go to Alabama, you go to Arkansas, everybody talks a little different. In Mississippi, and everybody's a little bit different, And like you said, our country is full of so many unique places and people. And you and I have been so blessed to be able to get to know people from all over and be able to visit all those spots. It's just amazing. Yeah. Amazing. You talk about turning down a show. Has there ever been one that you've turned down that you have serious regret over?
Well, a little one. Interestingly enough, my wife's cousin is Jay Roach. And Jay Roach wrote and directed the Austin Powers and the Fockers and all those movies. And he called me up and asked me if I would do this scene in the first Austin Power where, we're in a men's bathroom and I'm in a stall, and this is when Austin Powers wakes up after 30 years or whatever and goes into the stall, and I'm over there and I'm going, light a match. It's like, come on, give us a courtesy flush. And I'm reading the script and I'm going, really? I that seems too, because I didn't know what the show was about. And I should have followed my heart and said, you know what, Jay, of course I'll do that for you. And I didn't do it.
Wow. I
do regret that.
Do you know that Mini-Me, Vern Trower, made his debut when we were performing at the in Tennessee at the Country Music, the CMA Music Festival at the football stadium, and he came on our bus, and he's really small. He's 2'6" or whatever, and he had 2 foot Fred with him, or 2 foot somebody. Anyway, long story short, they were on the bus, and I had to pick him up. He reached his arms out to me, and I was going like, what? And he goes, he wanted me to pick him up and set him on the counter. And I did. Oh. And we had him roll out when we were doing I Don't Have to Be Me Till Monday, next to my percussionist, Jason, who's got the congas, and we had a little set of bongos, and he comes out in one of those little kid cars. When I start going, I got me a brand new car, here he comes, and got next to Jason with the bongo. Jason all of a sudden looked 6'8", and it was the funniest, most beautiful moment. And he was so sweet and so nice, and I'm glad we got that moment.
Well, our individual worlds are all made up of those moments.
I can't thank you enough. I'm praying for you guys. Give Judy a hug for me. I really appreciate you taking the time right now, especially right now.
Yeah. All right. You take
Richard,
care. Good luck.
God
right, bless, and think fondly of us.
Absolutely. Rick Karn, the one and only, has been my guest today. Visit Mississippi.org. Celebrates us very, very, very perfectly. Check it out. And SuperiorCatfish.com. There's catfish. There's Superior Catfish. I'm Steve Azar. Love you guys. Later on.
I'm Steve Azar. In a Mississippi Minute, all 60 of them, where you can take your sweet time.
SuperTalk Mississippi Media Production.